I know I did a season review in my last video, but this is like the most relevant thing in the franchise going on right now, which is quite sad, but this is different because I could talk about specifically this whole conspiracy theory about the palettes of this season, the seasonal skins, and how the whole of MK Twitter, it seems, I don't know, I'm on it much, but every time I check, it's someone whining about how these were the Chaos skins, and NRS has reused them for Melina's season, and I don't think it's true. And even if there was some truth to it, it's clearly not the full extent of it. These palettes, a lot of them don't even adhere to a specific theme, right? Like I really stuff I like this season. I like having a variety of colour palettes. I don't care what the season theme is. I don't really give a fuck about that theming, right? Because the invasion of season premises are dumb anyway. So I don't care, really, personally. I just rather have more colour palettes, and we got more colour palettes, right? So, firstly, I think for playout designs, they're very much exaggerating, it feels. But specifically, this whole theory that these palettes weren't made for this season, it is very funny. Now, in fairness, there is a decent bit of evidence for it. I can get why this is a belief. Right, straight away, let's look at this. The season icon is called Chaos Season. The icons have never been accurate, however, because the Chromax one was Season of Ice, Vampire one was Season of Blood. Actually, that one might be called Season of Blood, I don't know. I don't actually know what Season 2 is called. But Season 1 was also Season of Fire, which that's the Spectral one. However, this one, yeah, it doesn't necessarily seem to make sense as a co-name for the season. Because obviously it's not a Havik season. But I kind of get it, right? The name they came up with, Season of Huntress, doesn't even fit Melina anyway. She's not a Huntress, nor is the evil variant of her. So that name doesn't fit anyway. So I think people are reading too much into the name. I feel they either, I don't know if it existed before, but they either overwrote the Chaos file with the new stuff and just didn't rename it, or it's just an odd choice of naming it, right? Like, I don't think this means they had a planned Chaos season, they scrapped it, and they reused all the palettes for it, right? And this whole thing is kind of driving people crazy, because the servers were down, so what people saw was the Season of Chaos, with a Chaos Kamidogo, which, yeah, that's the Chaos logo. The one we saw before was very much Melina themed. This is the Chaos Realm Kamidogo, even though Chaos Realm doesn't exist, but that's besides the point. So if it actually meant anything in the files, you'd have this logo. Now, here's the thing people don't seem to realise, and they've only sort of learned this Season of Chaos thing existed now, leading them to believe that this was for a scrap season. When no, this has been here since Season 1. When the servers are down and you try and go to invasions, it'll always just list the season as the Season of Chaos. The Season of Chaos being a scrap season is true. It seems to be very true. This seems to be a scrap season. One could assume this is just the servers are down, so chaos, it's in chaos. That I don't think is intentional, because there are seasonal packs for Season of Chaos that weren't used for this season. Most of them were used already. If you remember, they did some Halloween skin palettes long ago, and made them as store exclusives. 500 crystals. What a fucking joke. But that's besides the point. The point is, in files, these are called Chaos, spelled with a K this time. So there's some inconsistency there, but that seems to suggest even meant for the Chaos season. And these palettes make much more sense because they're black and green. You know, green's a predominant Chaos Realm colour. And the other palettes have some orange, which the Chaos Realm Kamidogu is orange. So I much more believe this. And there's also like some other ones that are orange, more orange and green, that weren't used, and I don't think they were used for this season. So, yeah, it seems like they already used what they already had for the Season of Chaos. And yeah, I don't think any of the palettes we have now were meant for it. They're kind of all over the place. Again, they don't adhere to a theme necessarily. But you know, your regular palette's going to have a more brownish colour and has a turquoise leaning more towards a blue, I feel, than orange and green, which is the palette that would be associated with Chaos. So these don't even match Havik. They really don't. None of these do. So I feel this is a bit of a leap. This feels just like they made their own theme. It doesn't necessarily relate to a character. Whether you agree with that decision or not, that's not the point. The point is, I don't think they were made for Havik. They were just made for a season, and they just put them in, right? They're definitely not Melina themed, but I don't think that means they weren't meant for the Melina season. There's just so many different palettes as well. Like, this is the most common one, with the higher end ones being a completely different color scheme, like this. Which, by the way, I think this is tan. This is clearly not a skin for Havik. Any character with this skin literally has the Melina eyes. They have Melina's eyes. Why would it be a Havik skin? Right, like, these do not relate to Havik at all. If this was a Havik season, they'd fit even less, I'd argue. Because they have nothing to do with Chaos other than there being an inconsistency in palettes. And, you know, some of the colour palettes, you know, some of the armour here is sort of similar to Titan Havik. I can see it. Titan Havik here also has a lot of scarring, right? But even if it was for a Havik season, the skin for that season would not be Titan Havik. It would be Order of Darkness Havik. But, right, like if they were doing a Havik season, they would have done that. The reason they probably scrapped the season is because the Order of Darkness Havik skin, nobody likes it. It's one of the ugliest skins in the entire game, in the entire franchise. I don't know how Havik's design went from what we had to his new look. I don't know anyone who prefers it. But yeah, I'd imagine they're saving Titan Havik for the story expansion as a reward for completing that. And if not, then they'll just put him and the Kenshi skin in the shrine. Which the Kenshi skin has some similarities. I can't zoom in on it apparently, but on the right here, he has a mohawk. This very mohawk model has been used for a lot of palettes, including one of Kenshi's own. That is true. However, that skin specifically is not in the season. That's a completely different skin. He has one for like his Order Dark skin, which is just him in another jacket, like the Accuser skin, except he has sunglasses now. That's kind of the only noticeable difference. A fine skin that just doesn't stand out. So again, I don't think it's enough to just go, oh, this was the Chaos season, right? There are blatant similarities here, and perhaps that's why it was named after Chaos. But ultimately, I don't think it means that, oh, these were just scraps for a Havik season, because I don't think they had that many. The ones that changed the model are clearly for Melina, and the colour palettes are all over the place anyway. And none of them, I believe, were in files beforehand. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, because I'm not 100% sure on that. If they were, then that's still kind of valid, because, again, there's such a variety in colours that if you have any scraps of colour schemes, you might as well put them in this one, right? Instead of leaving them as unusable cosmetics. You have several Melina skins where she has like dyed hair and all these different colour schemes. Just nothing to do with Havik there. They just chose a curious theming, or a lack of consistency with the theming, right? I don't think it relates to them scrapping content. I've seen people trying to say that NRS lied about this when they described, oh, you'll get some hybrid skins with Flash Pit-esque designs, which I don't think they fit that description per se. But that's very broad. We don't really know what Flash Pit creations means, right? Like we haven't seen that many. And also they describe them as having colour, being colourful, having like mohawks and face paint and stuff. That's what we got. That is literally what we got. We weren't lied to. People said they've scammed us, right? And no, they fucking haven't. It's free skins anyway. They just haven't. I don't think that there's been a drop in the quality of palettes. I would argue it's increased because they're not just Control C and Control Ving every single colour scheme. There's actual differences for each character now, right? Cinderella's one that changes her hair to black with some green hair dye. There's a pink rain skin, right? There's a bunch of purple and blue palettes, and people are trying to tell me that's for a Havik season. Like no, it's not. It doesn't fit a Melina theme. It doesn't fit a Havik theme either. It's just a theme. It doesn't relate to a character. Not per se. Maybe they designed it with that in mind, but I don't think so. I think the special skins here with the skin changing stuff, I think is meant to be hybrid themed. I can tell that. Again, the Melina eyes are there, the scarring and stuff. The pale skin matches the Order Darkness Melina skin. I think that's very clearly Melina themed. The palettes themselves, not so much, and I think that's fine. But I am very sick and tired of seeing the fan base for this game to just shitting on this season and making up conspiracies to justify the hate for palettes, which, you know, you don't have to like them, of course not. I haven't liked season 2 or season 3 for most of the characters, right? This is why I like this season, because they've actually got individual palettes. A lot of the characters do, at least, not everyone. Which means there's a lot of palettes that fit the characters compared to other seasons, I think. But like just say you didn't get the colour you wanted, man. You can be upset over that, but this delusional take that these skins were scraps and they put in the wrong season or whatever, it's bullshit. They made a design choice you don't agree with. That doesn't mean that they were lazy. It doesn't mean that they scammed you. It doesn't make it bad, right? Because you can get your pink colour schemes. It is fucking ridiculous. I am all for shitting on modern MK. Look at my videos on the build to release this game. I was not positive about anything, really. And I mean, I still stand by most of the stuff because I feel the character changes kind of blow ass. I think the new lore sucks and everything. The story was awful. But I have turned around like the gameplay and the cameos, right? And like there is very much valid things complaining about this game, right? I think there's some objectively bad stuff about it, but this is just very subjective. It is cosmetics, and not even like full on outfits and that. It's just recolors. It is just reskins for a single season. And people having a meltdown calling the game dead because they didn't get pink palettes. It is fucking insane. It is genuinely insane. I have not seen a fandom do this where they make up a conspiracy. They make up a conspiracy to justify their hate of this season. It's very, very goofy. I have given my review of season 4. I think it's fine. I think they should have done more considering the delays, but also the delays weren't so they could add more stuff. It was due to the desync issue, which sucks. You know, that's not good for anyone, right? You know, like it feels like we're supporting a indie dev beta thing right now, and it is getting better, but it's just pretty slow and they're drip feeding content for no reason, right? Which there's an issue. I've just talked about like 3 different issues right now, 3 major issues with the game. But people are focused on these palettes, which I think are pretty cool. If you don't think so, then that's fine. Don't play the season, right? Or just play online. You know, like it really is not the end of the world. If you don't like the palettes, just stop pretending like they are some scrap content and they were lazy about it, because I think that's very unfair. You don't have to like the designs, but you can't just pretend there was no effort put into them. I feel it's quite a delusional take. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm ending the video there. I don't really have anything else to add to it. Just, like, I don't think there's a strong enough point to prove that they were chaos skins. I think they were just skins. Sure, they just don't pertain to a specific character. And I think that's fine. And I personally hope they do that more. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.